Hi everyone, welcome to today's Cluster API release team meeting. Today is 13th of September 2023. As usual, we follow CNCF code of conduct that boils down to being kind and respectful to each other. Also, please add your name to the meeting notes. I'll share the link to it in a second in the chat. And also, please add any agenda item that you'd like to discuss today. With that, let's get to the updates or like discussion topics. I don't have a PSA for today's meeting, unless otherwise, if you have, just shout out, or we can straight jump to the discussion topics. Seems no. So the first one, as usual, anything to discuss from the improvement tasks that you are working on, or like everyone working on? Do you need any help? I don't know, anything related to your task, or like if you're looking for a task, any questions anyone has?
Yeah, I have a question. Now you
Sure.
are asking, we can ask here, maybe you have an
Sure.
idea. My task here, if you scroll down a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's, let me find it.
You can search maybe my name. Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this one, Christian asked me to add unit test for it. I'm not sure where should I add the unit test file, because I'm adding the code in this e2econfig.co, and I don't think we can add a unit test file in that folder. So I was thinking the functionality that I am adding, I should move that to some other file in some other folder where we have unit test. And also I asked Christian about it. He didn't reply.
Yeah, I see. So it's one,
So I can maybe move this my functionality to this internal folder. I'll create a new folder there, release markers and resolver or something like that folder, and create a separate file, and also add a unit test. That is one way to do it, I think. Like how this Go proxy test is going on.
yeah, so it's inside the internal.
Yeah, this is inside the internal, but my code is, I'm writing the functionality in e2econfig.go, and I don't think we can add a unit test file there, right?
And does it have, we don't have probably.
But
yeah,
we
I'm
don't
not
have
sure
unit
as
test
well.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have unit test there.
Yeah, I have to check, to be honest, because I'm not familiar with this part of the code base, at least. Another option would be reaching out to Christian on DM.
Yeah, I can ask him on Slack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe if someone has any idea. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I think moving it to internal should also be fine. So he's pointing to the internal Go proxy, and you're adding release markers. Although that's fine if you have
Yeah, maybe I can just move
tests
it
and
there.
release markers inside the internal as a separate package.
Yeah, I can just move it there, and then maybe Christian can comment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Stephen, I missed your message. Just shared. You found it. All right. Maybe others know. If you have an idea, just jump in. Otherwise, we can follow up on Slack even. Seems no. Okay, let's do it offline, Adil.
Yeah, sure. I can ask question.
Let you know.
It's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Anything else? Seems no. Then I will jump to the updates from release leads. One thing that I wanted to bring up is there's a PR to improve the speed of the release process. Last time when we had a release, the stage where we pushed the images to the staging repository, Pravo post-submit job kicks in, and it took around 25 or 30 minutes for each tag to create the images with specific tags, since we had two. And then we had a discussion to improve that because it's a bit long. So we were discussing it with Stephen, and he opened the PR. Maybe Stephen, if you want to give update or like see how they are about that work, that would be also good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was kind of following along in that thread, and then you and I were talking on the side and was just doing some local testing with it, and hopefully this PR, looking to get it approved before the next patch release, because I think, and I even went back through, the video just to kind of refresh my memory about what happened. And so like once those jobs are pushed, we're like waiting on those staging images before we can really do anything. So like obviously we can push for both of the patches around the same time, but then we're still waiting not only for the job to complete, but it also gets queued in Prow for a while too, which I think is, from my understanding and the conversation on the call, is kind of out of our control. But this piece at least we can control. So hopefully, I got some good feedback on the PR and my local testing. Again, this is a little bit hard to actually test, because it's like, well, the result of the test is just how fast it runs in the repo. So, but yeah, if anybody else has any comments or any other improvements they think would help, feel free to add them on. But yeah, hopefully we can cut down the time on this one.
Thanks. Yeah. Local tests at least are promising. Let's see if we have any feedback from other folks. But there is already the LGTM. I hope also we get it merged before upcoming patch release, which is after 2 weeks, so that we can test it. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, suggestions, feedback on this issue, PR? Right. Yeah, please take a look when you have time if you're interested. The next one is LWKD update. So last week we discussed about it. Stefan brought it up that we could give updates to the mailing. What is it, a mailing list? Yeah. About the cluster API major updates or highlights. So I had a chat with the folks who are running this. There are 2 or 3 people who are basically working on it. So they have a GitHub repo. But unfortunately, as is now, the process is anyone from the release team should go to see contribex comms, the details in this Slack thread, to open a thread and ask to add the updates about the CAPI project in the week's issue, LWKD issue. And that's the process how they follow for now. But we discussed and they agreed probably they have to make it a bit easier. So they agreed to have some kind of issue template in their repo, so that anyone from the team can go and open an issue and put some content there, what information would like to publish about the cluster API, and then the basically maintainers of the project would pick them up, create a PR about it, like about the update, and tag that person who opened the issue to check if it's okay. And then once it's merged, it should come up as the next week's, let's say, weekly issue from the LWKD. That's what we agreed, but the issue template is not there, so they'll be working on it. But just wanted to bring this up since I promised to talk to them last week. This is mostly to comms team, because I know Guillermo is on PTO this week, but you could probably, as a team, comms team, could discuss this internally, and because there was a concerns like if it really worth the effort, what it takes. So yeah, and that's the update to the comms team, at least about this process. But I will leave it to you guys to decide if it was the effort, and if it brings actually something. Yeah. Any questions on this, or you can just follow on the thread I shared. What's going on? Okay, if not, then we can discuss it on the Slack if there are any questions, further questions on it. Moving to CI team updates. Is there someone from CI team in this call? Yeah,
Hey, Furqan.
Yeah, Nawaz is also here. Hey, Nawaz.
Hey, yeah, sorry everyone, sorry for the delay.
Yeah,
I haven't,
Nawaz.
but I'm not sure if anyone else from our team, CI team, has an update. But if they're not, I can verbally update you all first and then add it to the CI team. Or maybe I can go in the last, if the comms team wants to go now, so that I can update the text as well.
Both works fine. You can just go ahead without text as well if you want.
Okay. So the problem we are seeing on the release 1.3 migrated jobs as of now is that the pods are dying unexpectedly. The test pod which we spin up, we still do not have an answer for that. I have reached out to the SIG's infrastructure, and they're working with the AWS folks. Let me paste the conversation thread. We have it in our CAPI channel as well. But the gist is that they're suspecting it could be an error or problem at the Linux kernel, but not they're still not sure. So they're investigating and they're working on it actively. That is with respect to the release 1.3 jobs. And release 1.4, I think there were some flakes. And release 1.5, we have got flaky dual stack tests, which it's not consistent, but they're still there. So this one's on me. I need to look into and get to the bottom of the RC of why is dual stack failing. But that's pretty much the update on the CI side.
Thank you. Do we have issue for the failing test in the repo, or you are just waiting for it to be, I don't know, consistent? For the dual stack, I mean.
Yeah, we do have an issue for the flaky dual stack. It's assigned to me on the CAPI channel. Oh, sorry, CAPI repo. Yeah, let me add all of this onto our document.
Yeah, okay, no worries. I got the picture, thanks. We have 2 weeks, so it would be nice if we could get fixed release 1.5 CI and make it a bit greener, or at least fix the flaky test like this one.
Yep. Makes sense. Cool. Thank you.
I'll also take a look, by the way. Probably I missed it, but yeah. Thank you, Navas, for update. Any questions to the CI team? If not, let's move on to the comms team updates. There's a PR that needs a review. Yeah, Willy, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I brought this up last week, but I don't think it was ready for review yet. But now it'll be good to get this merged, just because it'll make it a lot easier for the comms team to generate. Oh, okay, I just see we have some comments, but I'll address those. And then the first one is just like the first comment there that's pretty big. I think that's just a clarifying thing. So I'll address Michael's comment. Thanks for reviewing that again. But yeah, this should be close to getting a merge. But yeah, besides that, I'm not sure if there's other updates from the comms team. That's all I got.
Thanks. I just also mentioned a few folks here, if they could take a look, but from my side, except this thing that I run locally and noticed, it should be fine, because there are too many edge cases, I think, that we have to consider if we go down that path. But this is already good improvement, I guess, and we could fix those needs, I would say, manually after we generate the.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you have to think different edge cases, I believe. It could be anything basically, as Michael was also pointing out. So yeah, LGTM from my side, but yeah, let's see and wait for maintainers to have a look. Any questions? Feedback on this PR? Please take a look when you have time. If not, I'll move on. And that was the last item in the agenda. Is there anything that we want to discuss today, which is not in the agenda? No? All right, or maybe one PSA probably from my side. From next week, I'll be traveling abroad, so I might not be able to make it to next week's release team meeting, but let's see. I'll try to be here. Otherwise, we can either cancel it, but I'm not in favor of it, because we have a patch release coming week after. Probably I'll ask someone from the team to facilitate in case I'll not be here, but I'll make sure that to follow up if there's anything that needs my attention. That was just PSA, but yeah, nothing major. All right, if there's nothing else, then we can cut the call here. Thanks everyone for joining, and see you in 10 minutes in office hours. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Furkat.
Thank you for